Guys, so this is a word that might be shortened down, but I don't exactly know exactly where I left off in the video. But this is part 3 of What If Deku or My Hero Academia Universe was in a sweet home. Now guys, part 4 is going to be the finale when everybody meets up together. And it's going to be a huge battle, so just stay tuned for that. And after that, it's going to be a lot more stuff. And probably I'll stretch this what if to about part 10 or something, but or more than that maybe. So yeah, so pretty much last time I left off, Todoroki and his family took care of one of the giant monsters, and last time I left off, some of the pretty much I did Todoroki and well, they didn't. I'm gonna make I can make a little mini episode of this video showing how they, took down the monster. If they didn't, basically, Todoroki disintegrated the monster. That's basically what happened. But let's get into Deku's story. So, Deku, last left off with Deku and his group of friends, Bakugo and Ochaku, took care of the tongue monster. Or the tongue monster, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. They took... No, the monster that can't see. The monster that can't see. The blind one. So they took care of that one. And for the... So the next, day, Deku goes out in the forest again to, fish. So Deku starts fishing, and out of nowhere Deku hears, running, or some sort of, speedy noise. Deku looks up, and he gets knocked over immediately on the ground. Deku's looking around, and then Deku sees some sort of, animal coming towards him, some sort of humanoid monster. Deku starts running, but he's not fast enough and gets his ass rammed. Sorry, guys. Gets rammed up into the air and falls down to the ground. So Deku looks up and sees that it's some sort of monster with thick thighs and like a glowing heart or some sort of, monster with super speed. Deku gets up and takes out his katana and is about to, go in for a strike, but he misses immediately, and the monster grabs Deku's head and throws him into a bunch of trees. Pretty much, Captain America style. Just throws him like a freaking shield. Just throws him into the tree. Deku breaks the tree in half and falls onto the ground, getting knocked out, bleeding uncontrollably from the gut. So Deku basically is dying right now, and basically, Bakugo hears, a huge thump noise in the wilderness. Now, since that speeder monster took care of most of the monsters in the facility, no one else heard that other than, Ochaku and Bakugo in the bunker. So they ran out there, seeing Deku bleeding out, and seeing that it's a bunch, foot tracks that are engraved into the, you know, sand or whatever, the rubble that they're in the forest, and they see that Deku is bleeding out and is a shard of the tree stabbed into his stomach. So they take him back to the camp, or they take him back to the base, and they try to pull out the shard. They try to pull out the shard of the, you know, wood, the tree. So they start pulling it and pulling it harder and harder and harder, and Deku eventually wakes up, and as soon as they about to pull it up, Deku wakes up and feels all of the pain. Deku yells out in pain, and Bakugo grabs his mouth and says, "Shut up," and pretty much, takes out the first aid kit. So Deku, is grabbing onto the table there, doing this aid kit stuff on him, and Deku's bleeding uncontrollably. So you see how bad the mark is. It went all the way through Deku's chest, but it didn't hit any vital organs. It just hit one of Deku's kidneys. So they had to do a little surgery. In this universe, Ochaku was actually planning on being a surgeon if being a hero didn't work out. So Ochaku knew a little bit of, surgery or medical suppliance. So she did a little, excision. Pretty much Bakugo knocked out Deku. So, Deku wouldn't feel the pain. So Ochaku cut open Deku and was taking out his pretty much liver, or kidney. And Deku pretty much in this universe, did I not mention Deku has some sort of, hidden regeneration ability? So Deku can, per se, survive this. So pretty much Bakugo hears thumping and runs out of the base and sees the monster, the speed monster, standing like a couple feet away from the base. Now Deku and Shaku are doing surgery, so Bakugo is the guard. Bakugo grabs one of his guns, his machete, and starts getting into it. So Bakugo immediately starts running towards the monster. The monster dodges and grabs Bakugo by pretty much the hoodie. Bakugo's wearing a hoodie. And pretty much he throws him down into the ground. Bakugo's looking around and sees that the monster is running around him in circles, faster and faster until until Bakugo notices that oxygen is, being pushed away from his body. We switch back to Deku bleeding out when Ochaku's trying to stop the bleeding and, needing time. So Bakugo has to pull out more time. The monster tries to go towards into the bunker because he smells blood, and Deku gets up, out of pain, and Ochaku pretty much knocks him upside the head with a bat. Bakugo gets back up and looks behind him and sees, the monster running back towards Deku. Running into the base. So Bakugo, thinking on instinct, takes out one of his pocket knives and does a pocket throw right in the back of the ankle of the monster, making it trip. Deku is, still in surgery, and Bakugo runs over there as fast as he can, jumping on top of the, monster, putting his hand on the monster's face, and doing the most biggest and most loudest, most powerful explosion he could possibly do, using all of his energy to blow the monster's head clean off. The monster still gets up and is about to, kill Bakugo, but the monster can't, see, hear, or, smell anything. So Deku wakes up, and after the surgery, Deku wakes up, and Bakugo runs over in there saying that I dealt with the monster. Now the monster, since he can't see or hear or nothing, it just stood there. Just stood there. It didn't do anything. So Bakugo, just cut it up in little pieces and, threw it in some sort of trash can or contraption and threw it in the pond in the forest. So Deku wakes up. Deku finds a bandage around his chest. Around his stomach, and pretty much, Ochaku takes his damaged kidney and throws it in a freezer, and clamps it shut. So pretty much, sorry guys, Bakugo walks over to Deku and says, "Are you good?" And we're gonna leave it off here for Bakugo and Deku's story. So we move on to Todoroki's story. So Todoroki, last time I went on Todoroki's story, Todoroki with his family or his siblings fighting the monster, and they killed the monster. So they're in the facility. They're like the huge facility with a bunch of supplies, guns, armor, and even vehicles like airplanes, helicopters, and jeeps. So they get ready and they get all set up. They get some military gear, they put it on, and they look all stylish and stuff. So their sister does a little bit of, modifying to the outfits and make them color design. I don't know his brother's name. His his older brother, something, he has ice powers. He only has ice powers, I think. He has a white military outfit. That Bakugo has, Dabi has a black military outfit, and her sister just has, a normal military outfit with red streaks on some of the parts of it. And Todoroki has, a camo military outfit, but the dark green is replaced with a red, and the rest of the outfit is just white. So they go on patrol into the city. Now this pretty much military base was about a couple of yards or a couple miles away from the main city where the virus started to spread, where Deku's apartment building was. So, pretty much, a lot more monsters and a lot more dangerous monsters are down there. So they just want to find out. They don't know monsters, they're just, riding down there. So they get inside of the Jeep, they get inside of a Jeep, and they start driving off. They drive off, and they're, hitting turners, curving, everything. Now, Todoroki doesn't know how to drive, but he's driving like Fast and Furious style, hitting gears and everything. I mean, like, he making skid marks left and right. He literally burning the gas. Like, they're only 1 mile in, and he's literally has half of the tank filled. I mean, half of the tank gone. Like, Todoroki ain't stopping for nothing. He in need for speed. And pretty much Dabi's sitting in the front seat going like, what are you doing? And pretty much, they're running over, smaller, more not dangerous monsters. They're still dangerous, but they're weaker. They're just running over monsters, running over some animals as well. Just pretty much going fast and furious. So they get to the, city, and they're slowly driving through the city, looking around, seeing that nothing's really there, only monsters on the top of the buildings, walking around. So since Todoroki's going for a slow pace, he ain't really making that much noise. He's driving, and pretty much they trip over a glass bottle can, and it makes a hugest cracked glass noise. Makes all the monsters come out of the buildings and track down or try to kill them. So they see one monster. Pretty much they see one monster with wings on the top of a building. Todoroki says, what the, and pretty much gets stopped by a huge spike that almost impels him by some sort of spike monster. Okay, so basically Todoroki steps out of the buggy, and the Jeep, and pretty much starts flaming all these monsters, killing them, just burning them alive. He eventually gets back into the pretty much Jeep and says, "Go." Todoroki pretty much drives off, driving, seeing that the winged monster is still following them. Todoroki uses the last of his power to shoot a huge ice pillar towards the winged monster, making it stunning it for a short while. So Todoroki is driving down left and right, and eventually, he does a left turn, and he breaks the brakes and falls into the forest area, crashing the Jeep and pretty much knocking it over. Deku, we switch back to Deku, and pretty much Deku, sleeping. So I already said their story is gone, but let's get back to Todoroki's story. So Todoroki wakes back up and looks around and sees that, it's nothing really happening. Todoroki looks and sees that his brothers and sister is getting out of the Jeep, and they see that, monsters are following them. And the wing monster is following slowly after them. So Todoroki makes the idea and pretty much makes a ice boat, because they did fall into like some sort of river, and they're pretty much what was it, ponding down the river. They eventually get to like a huge riverside waterfall, and pretty much one monster, some sort of water monster, starts following them. Todoroki sees that as some sort of water monster and pretty much makes an ice spear and it's about to, stab the monster. Kind of like fishing with spears. So pretty much it's running around the boat trying to knock it over, trying to kill them. But Todoroki gets, idea and freezes the whole entire freezes the whole entire pond and unfreezes the pond part they're on. Still having the waterfall going, because Todoroki can't freeze a whole entire waterfall. At least I think he can. So pretty much they fall down and they're looking around, and pretty much they stop. They stop when they hit, the bottom of the ocean. So they all get separated, and Todoroki gets separated with Dabi, and Todoroki's white-haired brother and sister are separated on the other side of the pond. They can't get back to each other, and pretty much they said, to meet up to the base. Now, they already, they know where this waterfall is, so they can't get back to the base. They just have to take a mile long walk with no transportation. And pretty much, Dobby has a handgun and his flamethrower and a pocket knife, and Todoroki has a katana along pretty much his family relic katana. Todoroki has two katanas, a handgun, and also a sniper. So they walk into, the forest, and Todoroki's brother, white-haired brother, he has a handgun, a pocket knife, and a machete, and his sister has a couple of grenades and a machine gun. So that's all she has. She has a pocket knife. She has a pocket knife, just a hand knife. It isn't a pocket knife, but just a pocket knife. So they walk into the forest, and I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. If it was short, comment down below. And also, guys, hope you had a blessed day. And also, guys, before you hang up, I am coming out with a little bit. I'm not making my new what ifs right now. I'm just doing requests. People have requested for part 2s or part 3s of videos. So, guys, I'm saying that I say this every what if. I'm still working on what if Deku was Ben 10. Had the Omnitrix what was it, 3, and I'm also working on what if Deku was a jumper part 3 too. So yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye, deuces.